Hi, my name is Avril Sorter and welcome to this short video. Today what we're going to take a look at is log files and how I can filter those log files and create custom views that will make it easier for my administrator to look for specific events. So what I want to do today is to actually look for a specific event. And so what I've done is I've set up this folder called Avril Secret. And every time someone opens that folder or attempts to access that folder, it will create a security event. So to see what's happening in our security log, we're going to come here and go into our event viewer. And if we scroll down, we can see the different logs. And of course, we're looking at the security log. That's the one I'm going to give an example of how we can filter that. And you can see that its size is set up to 40 meg. And over here, you can see that I'm archiving this log when it gets full and to make sure that none of my events are overwritten so I won't lose anything. So let's click on that and take a look at the contents of my security log file. And here you can see I've got many events going into here. You can see some logons and some log-offs, some file shares. And here you can see some file system entries. And it's the file system entries that I want to search on and capture. Now to do that, I'm going to come over here into Custom Views and I'm going to right click and select Create Custom View. You can see here that I can select the time, so I could be filtering my log for just the last hour, for the last 12 hours, or the last 24 hours. Here we're going to select, in this example, 24 hours, and I'm going to select the event level information. And if you want more detail, then you would also select verbose. On the event logs, I can actually search on multiple logs. Here I'm just looking at my security log, so I select that. And here I can select event sources. I'm just going to simply say all in this example. And here, if I want, I can select the event ID or I can go into the task category. So here I happen to know the event ID is 4663 for the file system. And here I can then go on to select keywords. Now in this case, I've got it set up to select both audit successes and audit failures, but I just want to see who's successfully accessing this file. So I'm going to select audit successes. Down here I can look for a specific user or a specific computer. In this case I'm just going to leave it as the default, which means it will generate all events that were occurred from all users and all computers that were accessing this file system. I click OK. I now need to give it a name. I also have an option here to create a new folder, so I could keep this in the custom view or I can actually create a new folder. So I'm going to call this Avril's Custom Views. Click OK, click OK, and now here you can see that I've now created a new folder called Avril's Custom View, and in there is a custom view called Event 4663/log. And if you look over here on the right, is that this folder now contains all the events that are accessing the file system. The problem is that I still don't know which of these events were specific for Avril's Secret folder. And so what I need to do is I need to export this custom log and do a search on it. So to do that, I'm going to select Actions and then Save All Events in a Custom View. I'm going to save that and I'm going to call it Event 4663 log. Now notice here that I've got different formats that I can save this event file in. So I could continue to save it in EVTX, which means that I would display that in the event viewer. I have an option for XML, an option for text, also an option for SSV. SFV would save it into an Excel spreadsheet. In this example, I'm going to save it as a text file, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to open it up in Notepad. So I have now saved my event log file, and I can now come in and you can see that it has created this text document here. So now I'm going to open Notepad and open the text file we just created. You can see I have quite an extensive log file, lots of different events. So now I can actually search on Avril's Secrets. And you can see I'm now able to successfully find the specific events where people have been accessing Avril Secrets folder. Now, I brought this up in Notepad. Of course, you could have brought that up into a tool. You could have automated those searches. So if I wanted a search on that folder on a regular basis, I could use my tool to display that information rather than going through and actually filtering it and then searching for it in the Notepad. So I hope you found this video to be useful. Just to summarize, my security log and other log files have a tremendous amount of data in them. I can create filters and custom views in Event Viewer that helps me filter down the actual audit events that I'm looking for. But sometimes it's still not enough. So in that case, I have to export that information, and I can export it, in my example, into a text file that I can search. In other cases, you might want to pull it out in other formats that you can input into a tool and automate some of those searches. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to you joining me on the next video.